Hello dear friends, it's Joan here, broadcasting to you live from Melville Cottage. I've got a few things that I need to get off my chest, so please bear with me, and if you can pop in, I'd be delighted. I've got some fresh buns. They came out under an hour ago. They only need a dollop of fresh cream. By the way, tea is already brewing in the pot. I must tell you my dear, I'm still in deep shock, ever since that fire took place, just around the corner at Travis House in Melville Street. I can't get rid of an annoying twitch that started during the blaze. The window is still black, like a portal into the abyss, so I should think inside is well and truly burned to a frazzle. Now, the word on our cobbles is this: the tenant started the fire herself. It is being suggested that she probably made a bonfire with her clothes, right in the middle of the room. It's also rumored that she had locked herself inside the flat, suggesting that she was intent on giving up on life. How sad is that? If the firemen hadn't come so quickly, and the blaze brought under control, we might all have been taken in our beds. Muriel phoned me at 6:30 that morning. She had just switched on her television set in Newton Abbot to see it all over the news. She said, "Joan, are you still alive? I've seen there's been a terrible fire near to you overnight." She was so relieved to hear my voice, bless her heart. I was really lucky. The only thing I had to do was pop down Carter's for some air freshener, because the fire had filled my cottage with a noxious smell of burning. And, on another subject completely my dear, I came back up Melville Street from the bus yesterday. I passed by that property, where yet another desperate resident of ours has been slowly destroying the inside of her home, turning it into matchwood, and frightening everybody to their wits' end in our area. She has been heard smashing windows in the middle of the night. Loud music starts at 5 a.m. Furniture has been piled up on the pavement outside. Added to this, there has been lots of abuse and shouting. Once past, I saw another dear girl that we had all been so desperately worried about last year. You will remember the one, my dear. We all saw her being stretchered out of the house of multiple occupancy where she lived, just past the shop. We all witnessed her trussed up like a turkey, surrounded by 6 very burly ambulance men. Well, I was really pleased to see her, dear. She looked quite well, really. She told me that she had become so depressed living around here, the drug dealing, being kept awake night after night, and with no choice but be in a property surrounded by other equally troubled souls. After a while, her mental health just went down and down. She started to believe that the devil himself had taken hold of her weary soul, and she openly explained how she began to cut herself badly using her kitchen knife. Isn't all this just so tragic, my love? I got a real lump in my throat as she spoke to me. Then she said, "Joan, my landlady threatened to take me to court after I had to move out of my flat, because I was so very ill." I said surely she didn't. What on earth for? She then stated, "I was told to pay for a brand new carpet, because when I cut myself, my blood had stained it. It was a terribly worn out, smelly old shag pile that previous tenants had been stamping their joints on for years, and dogs had even been sick on it. But my landlady, Cordelia Palm, tried to use me to get a brand new carpet for the flat." I was shocked to be told this, my dear. That's not the first time that dreadful landlady at Palmlets has been accused of taking advantage of her poor, vulnerable tenants with tricks like that. I am so glad that Torquay TV is fighting hard to get all landlords in Torquay licensed, and to make them accountable under the law. All this reminds me of Muriel's mother, God rest her soul. She used to have chickens in her backyard in Newton Abbot. I think that's why Muriel still loves them today. Muriel's mother used to keep the chickens safe and looked after them well, but she knew there was always a risk that a sly old fox would get through her back entrance and steal one. When the fox did get in, Muriel's mother never blamed the fox. She just knew that it was a part of life we cannot change. These rogue landlords seem to expect that all their tenants will behave like sisters of mercy, but that is not life. If these local rogue landlords, and their suspect agents, offer accommodation to people with problems, whether that is to do with poor mental health, addiction problems, or because they are maladjusted having come from prisons, they must accept the challenges. They need to stop looking at their bank balances and thinking of their vulnerable people as cash cows. They need to think with a social conscience and a heart, and begin to properly look after their disadvantaged people, if they want to give them a home. Well, my dear, I have spoken with such passion today. I do hope to see you at Melville Cottage, one day, very soon, my love. Over and out, Joan.